Your money is not charity. It's an investment in the global security and democracy that we handle in the most responsible way.
Based. Very based. Very based. Oh, mwah! 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 Is Kamala? Nancy?
Thank you so much.
He's got a good crowd. Hey, thanks for the level 1 hype train, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it says I missed the hype train. Never mind. No, thank you. I appreciate what could have been.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Burns is immoral.
Master Dylan, thanks for the tier 1. I appreciate it. Is he speaking Ukrainian now? Damn, are they gonna stop clapping at some point? No, they're just gonna keep going. They're just gonna keep going, huh?
Members,
Woohoo!
members of Congress,
I think it's too much.
members of Congress, I have the high privilege and the distinct honor of presenting to you His Excellency Volodymyr Zelensky, President of the Ukraine.
There we go. More clapping. Oh my goodness.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
He seems almost annoyed now. Look, he looks annoyed now. He's shaking his head. He's like, okay. I get it. I only have so much time. Okay, come on. My country's being bombed. I need to go back.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's too much for me. All this for our great people. Thank you so much. Dear Americans, in all states, cities, and communities, all those who value freedom and justice, who cherish it as strongly as we Ukrainians, in all our cities, in each and every family, I hope my words of respect and gratitude resonate in each American heart. Madam Vice President, I thank you for your efforts in helping Ukraine. Madam Speaker, you bravely visited Ukraine during the full-fledged war. Thank you very much. Great honor. Thank you.
Oh, he's got them in the palm of his fucking hand. It's over already. He's already got them. This is great.
Great privilege to be here.
Oh my goodness.
Dear members of the Congress, representatives of both parties who also visited Kyiv, esteemed congressmen and senators from both parties who will visit Ukraine, I'm sure, in the future. Dear representatives of diaspora,
Patrick Leahy.
present in this chamber and spread across the country, dear journalists. It's a great honor for me to be at the US Congress and speak to you and all Americans. Against all odds and doom and gloom scenarios, Ukraine didn't fall. Ukraine is alive and kicking.
My goodness.
Thank you.
Gonna be a lot of clapping tonight. There's gonna be a lot of
And
clapping.
it gives me good reason to share with you our first joint victory. We defeated Russia in the battle for minds of the world. We have no fear, nor should anyone in the world have it. Ukrainians gained this victory, and it gives us courage, which inspires the entire world. Americans gained this victory, and that's why you have succeeded in uniting the global community to protect freedom and international law. Europeans gained this victory, and that's why Europe is now stronger and more independent than ever. The Russian tyranny has lost control over us.
More clapping. Again, it's gonna be 50% speech and 50% clapping. The whole thing. This is how it's gonna go. Naomi, thank you for the 500 biddies. I appreciate it. Miss Reagan, thank you.
And it will never influence our minds again. Yet, we have to do whatever it takes to ensure that countries of the global south also
Burns
gain
is an
such victory.
immoral, morally corrupt,
I know
bankrupt man.
one more, I think, very important thing.
Archol, thanks for the 5 gifts to
Russians
tier 1s. Appreciate
will
it.
stand
Wow.
a chance to be free only when
Burns is an
they
immoral,
defeat the
morally
Kremlin
corrupt,
in their
bankrupt
minds.
True. Very true.
Yet, the battle continues, and we have to
Burns
defeat
is
the
an
Kremlin
immoral,
on the
morally
battlefield.
corrupt,
Yes,
bankrupt man.
this battle is not only for the territory, for this or another part of Europe.
1 second, let me just thank Archol, thank you for 5 gifted tier 1s. The Shaved Dog House,
Burns is an
Clumsy
immoral,
Grizzly, Seneth,
morally corrupt,
I
bankrupt man.
think there was 2, Austri and Captain TBT. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 5 tier 1s. Love Captain, long time member of the channel.
The battle is not only
Burns
for
is an
life,
immoral,
freedom, and security of
morally corrupt,
Ukrainians
bankrupt
or
man.
any other nation which Russia attempts to conquer. This struggle will define in what world our children and grandchildren will live, and then their children and grandchildren. It will define whether it will be a democracy of Ukrainians and for Americans for all. This battle cannot be frozen or postponed. It cannot be ignored, hoping that the ocean or something else will provide a protection. From the United States to China, from Europe to Latin America, and from Africa to Australia, the world is too interconnected and interdependent to allow
True.
someone to stay aside
Yes.
and at the same time
This is a
to
great
feel
argument.
safe when such a battle continues. Our two nations are allies in this battle. And next year will be
Globalism
a
rising.
turning point. I know it. The point when Ukrainian courage and American resolve must guarantee the future of our common freedom, the freedom of people who stand for their values.
It's a good speech so far, man. He's spitting fire. Joe Manchin doesn't seem that enthused.
Ladies and gentlemen, Americans, yesterday before coming here to Washington, D.C., I was at the front line in our Bakhmut, in our stronghold in the east of Ukraine, in the Donbass. The Russian military and mercenaries have been attacking Bakhmut non-stop since May. They have been attacking it day and night, but Bakhmut stands.
It's true. Every day this stream. Every day.
Last year,
for like the last month, I've had people come in and like, Bakhmut's about to fall. You watch. Never happens.
1,000 people live there in Bakhmut, in this city, and now only few civilians stay. Every inch of that land is soaked in blood. Roaring guns sound every hour. Trenches in the Donbas change hands several times a day in fierce combat and even hand fighting. But the Ukrainian Donbas stands. Russians use everything they have against Bakhmut and our beautiful cities. The occupiers have a significant advantage in artillery. They have an advantage in ammunition. They have much more missiles and planes than we ever had. And it's true, but our defense forces stand. And we all are proud of them. The Russians' tactic is primitive. They burn down and destroy everything they see. They send thugs to the front lines. They send convicts to the war. They threw everything against us, similar to the other tyranny, which is in the Battle of the Bulge. Threw everything it had against the free world, just like the brave American soldiers, which held their lines and fought back Hitler's forces during the Christmas of 1944. Brave Ukrainian soldiers are doing the same to Putin's forces this Christmas.
Oh, shit. That is an amazing connection. For those of you who don't know, the Battle of the Bulge was a German counteroffensive during 1944 that Hitler tried to launch to salvage, the war. It had failed due to the Ukrainian army. While being pushed back, they were able to hold the line and eventually continue the war until eventually Hitler's defeat. And it happened during, this time of the year as well, during 1944.
Ukraine holds its lines and will never surrender.
You can see him, he's shaking his head. He's almost like confused why they're clapping so much. But that one, of course, is going to get some cheers. Never surrender, right? They're like, oh, Winston Churchill moment. Winston Churchill, pog. They're like, this is like an IRL politician pog. They're like, oh, Winston Churchill, pog. They're pogging out. I saw that in a movie.
So here is the front line. The tyranny which has no lack of cruelty against the lives of free people. And your support is crucial, not just to stand in such fight, but to get to the turning point to win on the battlefield. We have artillery. Yes. Thank you. We have it. Is it enough? Honestly, not really. To ensure Bakhmut is not just a stronghold that holds back the Russian army, but for the Russian army to completely pull out, more cannons and shells are needed. If so, just like the Battle of Saratoga, the fight for Bakhmut will change
really pulling on American heartstrings.
Trajectory of our war for independence and for freedom. If your patriots stop the Russian terror against our cities, it will let Ukrainian patriots work to the full to defend our freedom. When Russia
It's a good play on words there.
cannot reach our cities, but its artillery, it tries to destroy them with missile attacks. More than that, Russia found an ally in this genocidal policy, Iran. Iranian deadly drones sent to Russia in hundreds became a threat to our critical infrastructure.
It's true.
That is how one terrorist has found the other. It is just a matter of time when they will strike against your other allies. If we do not stop them now, we must do it.
Realistically, if Russia was to get success in this war, the next logical nation would probably be Moldova. Definitely, since Moldova can't join NATO because of the Transnistrian rebels, and the Russians already have soldiers like in Moldovan territory. Plus, the Russians planned that Lukashenko linked showed that they were going to invade from Moldovan territory. They were going to invade Ukraine from Moldova. It would be the next logical step, I would assume. In Georgia again, possibly. Who knows?
I believe there should be no taboos between us in our alliance.
All right, somebody just gave me 200 bits in chat. I don't think we've gotten your thoughts on Adolf Hitler. My opinion on Adolf Hitler is that he was very bad. I don't like Hitler. Okay, just wanted to make sure you knew that, okay? You guys said Lauren Boebert. Oh, is she seen? Let me look for her. Where's Lauren? Oh shit, she's not clapping. She just said she doesn't give a fuck. Oh snap. She is Malden. Malden. Dude, is she live tweeting right now? Like, I just heard Zelensky. I bet she's live tweeting.
I believe there should be no.
Wait. Can we go check? Can we go check if it? Can we? Quick. I'm sorry. Can somebody? You know what? I'll go check myself. If she's live tweeting, this is fantastic. I really want to catch her. I want to catch her live tweeting. And the thing is, it might be because she doesn't want to yell, because if she yells, she's going to embarrass herself. You know what I mean? Because, it just looks terrible if she was to yell and try to interrupt Zelensky. Is she live tweeting? I can't see. Anyway, it's not working. If she is, somebody send it to me, okay? If she is.
Taboos between us in our alliance. Ukraine never asked the American soldiers to fight on our land.
No?
Instead
Okay,
of us.
got you.
I assure you that Ukrainian soldiers can perfectly operate American tanks
Ooh.
and planes themselves.
Ooh. Okay. So he's pushing for that idea like, hey, we can do the Abrams. We can do the F-16s, the F-35. We can do that. Okay, he's making the argument that we can use your weapons directly, which a lot of the American government's going to be really nervous about sending tanks and planes, and there's problems with it logistically as well. M1 Abrams tanks takes a tremendous logistical workload, a lot more than the tanks that Ukrainian soldiers are already trained on, and the T-72s just don't take as much as heavy of a load. Anyway, we'll talk about it after the speech.
Financial assistance is also critically important, and I would like to thank you very much. Thank you for both financial packages you have already provided us with and the ones you may be willing to decide on. Your money is not charity. It's an investment in the global security and democracy that we handle in the most responsible way.
Very based. Oh, mwah! New World Order. Woo!
Russia could stop its aggression, really, if it wanted to, but you can speed up our victory. I know it. And it will prove to any potential aggressor that no one can succeed in breaking national borders, no one committing atrocities and reigning over people against their will. It would be naive to wait for steps towards peace from Russia, which enjoys being a terrorist state. Russians are still poisoned by the Kremlin. The restoration of international legal order is our joint task. We need peace. Yes, Ukraine has already offered proposals, which I just discussed with President Biden, our peace formula, 10 points which should and must be implemented for our joint security, guaranteed.
He already presented this. We did a video on it on DylanBurnsLIVE. If you want to see Zelensky's peace proposals, every part of the 10-point plan is completely reasonable.
For decades ahead, and the summit which can be held, I'm glad to stress that President Biden supported our peace initiative today. Each of you, ladies and gentlemen, can assist in the implementation to ensure that America's leadership remains solid, bicameral, and bipartisan. Thank you.
Good thought. Good message there. Make it bipartisan. Keep it bipartisan. Smart messaging.
You can strengthen sanctions to make Russia feel how ruinous its...
Sorry, somebody just gifted 200 bits. Dylan, have you considered a job in the CIA or as Secretary of State since you love foreign policy so much now? I'm very interested in the war journalism stuff more than any government position at the moment. Maybe when I'm older, then I can consider more getting back into politics. But I don't know. It depends on the opportunities I get. But right now, I'm very invested in seeing this to the end, till this war's over.
Aggression truly is. It is in your power, really, to help us bring to justice everyone who started this unprovoked and criminal war. Let's do it. Let terrorists let the terrorist state be held responsible for its terror and aggression and compensate all losses done by this war. Let the world see that the United States are here. Ladies and gentlemen, Americans, in 2 days, we will celebrate Christmas. Maybe candlelit. Not because it's more romantic, no, but because there will be no electricity. Millions won't have neither heating nor running water. All of these will be the result of Russian missile and drone attacks on our energy infrastructure. But we do not complain. We do not judge and compare whose life is easier. Your well-being is the product of your national security, the result of your struggle for independence and your many victories. We, Ukrainians, will also go through our war of independence and freedom with dignity and success. We'll celebrate Christmas. Celebrate Christmas, and even if there is no electricity, the light of our faith in ourselves.
I was muted, but I was trying to talk to somebody who just donated 500 bits. Poggy84, he said Myanmar or war journo trip win. Unironically, once this war's over, the next one I do want to cover is Myanmar. That's the one in my head. Myanmar and Armenia, Azerbaijan are like the two in the back of my head right now, which I don't think are getting a lot of attention, but deserve attention. If I had the money, I'd go, but it would depend on having the money.
Will not be put out. If Russian missiles attack us, we'll do our best to protect ourselves. If they attack us with Iranian drones and our people will have to go to bomb shelters on Christmas Eve, Ukrainians will still sit down at the holiday table and cheer up each other. And we don't have to know everyone's wish, as we know that all of us, millions of Ukrainians, wish the same: victory. Only victory.
Yes! Oh my God, Based. He's too good at this. He's OP, man.
We already built strong Ukraine with strong people, strong army, strong institutions together with you. We developed strong security guarantees for our country and for entire Europe and the world together with you. And also together with you, we'll put in place everyone who will defy freedom. Put in. This will be the basis to protect democracy in Europe and the world over. Now, on the special Christmas time, I want to thank you, all of you. I thank every American family which cherishes the warmth of its home and wishes the same warmth to other people. I thank President Biden and both parties at the Senate and the House for your invaluable assistance. I thank your cities and your citizens who supported Ukraine this year, who hosted our Ukrainians, our people, who waved our national flags, who acted to help us. Thank you all, from everyone who is now at the front line, from everyone who is evading victory. Standing here today, I recall the words of the President Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
FDR.
Which are, I think, so good for this moment. The American people, in their righteous might, will win through to absolute victory. The Ukrainian people will win too, absolutely.
He's too good at this.
I know that everything depends on us, on Ukrainian armed forces, yet so much depends on the world. So much in the world depends on you. When I was in Bakhmut yesterday, our heroes gave me the flag, the battle flag, the flag of those who defend Ukraine, Europe, and the world at the cost of their lives. They asked me to bring this flag to you, to the US Congress, to members of the House of Representatives and senators whose decisions can save millions of people. So let these decisions be taken. Let this flag stay with you, ladies and gentlemen. This flag is a symbol of our victory. In this war, we stand, we fight, and we will win because we are united. Ukraine, America, and the entire free world.
Oh, he's got it. What, really? He gets a kiss on the cheek? Really? He gets a kiss on the cheek? Damn. Damn. He gets a kiss.
Just one thing, if I can.
He's pimping out in Congress.
Thank you so much.
Look at that. He got the
May
flag
God
behind him and
protect
everything.
Our brave troops and citizens. May God forever bless the United States of America. Merry Christmas and happy, victorious New Year. Slava.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfect speech. Oh my goodness. No notes. No notes. We're gonna win this thing. We're gonna win it. We're gonna win this thing, boys.
Thank you so much.
Oh, and he gets an American flag too.
Capital today for you. Okay.
To me,
The flag from the Capitol, today's flag.
I can hold.
Okay. We'll turn around.
Yes.
There we go.
Look at this. His gift was kind of cooler. I gotta be for real. It's a cool flag trade, but his was cooler. It had like, it was from the front line and
This
stuff.
flag was flown over the Capitol today in honor of the president's visit.
Thank you so much. I will take it.
He's such a naturally charismatic guy. He just naturally glows, man. He's just got that energy, man, from working in the entertainment industry. My goodness. And he's out of there. No disruptions from Lauren Boebert or Marjorie Taylor Greene. That was good. Didn't humiliate the whole nation.
The American people as well, underscoring the shared values of both
What a
nations and
speech.
driving home a message that American support is crucial. He opened his remarks saying he was addressing anyone who values freedom.
The purpose of the joint...
This is live coverage from the Washington Post. I'm Libby Casey. We heard Speaker Pelosi there just adjourning this joint meeting of Congress. I'm with
Dude, I can't wait to... I don't want to look at Twitter. I don't want to look at Twitter.
Congressional
I don't want to look at Twitter.
Rhonda Colvin. Thank you to both of you for joining us. Rhonda, let's start with
Should I look at
your
Twitter?
major takeaways from tonight's speech.
Well,
let's see the major
Zelensky,
takeaway.
Zelensky
Let's
had
hear it.
a lot of compelling moments there. I think
hear it,
one
then
of the
we'll move
ones
on.
toward the end was when he described that Ukrainians will be celebrating Christmas in a few days by candlelight, and not because it's romantic, he said, but because they don't have electricity. So that's something that brings their role back to Capitol Hill. I was also struck by how he seemed very moved in the beginning when he talked about how grateful he was for all of the support the United States has given him. He then went on to say that this war is interconnected. It's not just about Ukraine, it's about the globe. These are really compelling statements for him to give to this Congress as they wind up their year, as they're getting ready to vote through that omnibus and potentially give his country even more aid than President Biden had requested earlier this year. So the tone there was something that it looks like lawmakers on both sides of the aisle really got behind. You saw a lot of standing ovations. I think the one standing ovation when he first started lasted for about 2 to 3 minutes.
True.
So it seems like the
while.
support for Ukraine is certainly still there among this Congress. Now, of course, the next Congress comes in a few weeks, led by a House GOP majority, and that's the real question everyone is wondering. Will this aid continue, and in what shape?
James, we saw that speech last less than 25 minutes. And yet, was Zelensky able to hit home the message?
Okay, let's look at Twitter. Let's look at Twitter.
Absolutely. He hit it out of the park. It was Churchillian, Zelenskyan.
Zelenskyan!
Especially in that back half when he thanked
Zelenskyan,
every
boys!
American family.
It's
He achieved
Zelenskyan
exactly what he
now.
wanted to achieve.
We
said
added
it.
to the lexicon.
He did not seem
Zelenskyan.
partisan. He didn't seem like he favored one party or another. He made his fight America's fight. He
Zelenskyan.
presented
Churchillian.
framed what's going on in Ukraine exactly how he wanted to. He clearly got a lot of credit from the audience for speaking in English. He is very good at these symbols, and we saw it earlier with the president, and we saw it tonight with that Ukrainian flag, and you could hear that the crowd was with him.
Yeah, the whole time, they loved them.
We can focus on the small number of people who are dead set against Ukrainian aid, but overwhelmingly there remains a bipartisan Washington consensus that the United States should support Ukraine.
A focus of his speech, this is not charity, essentially saying this
Very
is your
good
security
argument.
as well as ours.
Okay, but I gotta look at Twitter. We gotta look at Twitter. I'm very sorry, but we have to. We have to look at Twitter and just see it, okay? Immediately, first tweet. NATO doesn't promote peace. They create wars. Okay, got you. Okay. What else we got? Zelensky is just ISIS for Western Europe. Brilliant Jackson Hinkle tweet. Brilliant as always. Having your nation invaded and defending yourself is ISIS. Thank you very much. From the guy who supports the butchers of Bucha and still denies that it happened, even though the evidence is overwhelming, because he never likes to admit he's wrong because he's a little baby boy. What else do we got? Alex Stein getting arrested, it looks like. Boebert and Gates. Why are Boebert and Gates trending? Did they do something during the speech? Boebert and Gates not picking their shit-stained, underdue asses off their chairs to stand and clap for Zelensky fighting the good fight for democracy is some unsurprising traitorous stank. Oh my goodness. There are... oh my goodness. Yeah, no, they did not stand up. They look sad too. They're just like sad people in this. Like everybody else is like all for the fight for freedom, and they're dead set against it for whatever internet virtue signaling reason. Matt Gaetz tweeted. Let's see what he had to say. This tweet's been deleted. What was the tweet? What did he delete? What did he delete? What did he tweet out? Oh, no. What did he tweet out and then delete immediately? Wait a second. Oopsie doopsie. What did he do? What did he do? Who? Hey, somebody just linked it. What was it? Professor Hypno. What was it? Did he just like spelling mistake tweet it again? President Zelensky should be condemned for putting his country first. Oh, commended for putting his country first. But American politicians who indulge his requests are unwilling to do the same for ours. Hemorrhaging billions of taxpayer dollars for Ukraine while our country is in crisis is the definition of America last. He did not change my stance on suspending aid for Ukraine and investigating fraud and transfers already made. What? Wow. So 2 people out of the whole. What do you mean he didn't like? What did he need to say to get you in favor of aid to Ukraine? What would he need to say? I don't understand. Like, what more of an argument does he need? Like, what exactly else does he need? And never mind, like, he wasn't arguing against you investigating fraud. Like, what fraud? You need to, like, prove that there was fraud first. My goodness, man. He was just like he was just a sourpuss the entire time. And now what? Now he's like, oh, well, you know, he didn't convince me against, in favor of sending aid. What reason? Does he give a reason? No, he didn't. And the thing is, this was tweeted almost immediately, meaning that this was ready in advance. This wasn't like, oh my goodness, I really listened to the arguments he laid out, and then, you know, we decided to tweet. Because he didn't tweet this. His staff tweeted this. So they had this ready in advance for when the speech was over to tweet out in virtue signaling, and to virtue signal about not wanting to defend democracy in Ukraine and protect Ukrainian civilians with Patriot air defense, which is literally just going to save lives. He just had it ready in advance and is like pretending, oh, I listened to his words. Like, this wouldn't have been ready in advance if you did. This is like, what did he pre-watch? Did he have like the remote and click with Adam Sandler? Like what did he do? Whatever. Of course, immediately. Ugh. What a fucking little... I really don't like Matt Gaetz, man.